hand my. Testing, testing. Yep. Is she in? All right. Board, everything good? Okay. Welcome to our monthly Board of Education meeting. At this time, we would like to call up Principal Oglesby and student leaders from the Brook Park Bears Elementary School to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
And with me today, I have William Morgan, Yarlin Marcito, and Carly White. Come over here. Actually, maybe right here. Scoot over here, William. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Stand right there. Stand right here. Yes, we sure will. We sure will. Come right here. Come this way. William, come over here.
Thank you, Brook Park Elementary. Well done. At this time, we'll turn to Carla Johnson for the Above and Beyond and Superintendent's Award.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Smith, and members of the board. It is our honor to present to you Eric Walton for the Above and Beyond Award. Congratulations to Eric Walton, head custodian at Crestview Elementary, for being selected to receive the Above and Beyond Award. Mr. Eric Walton, despite construction projects limiting access to classrooms for deep cleaning, had just 1 week to prepare the building for the new school year. Eric worked well beyond his scheduled hours, ensuring every classroom and space was ready for students and staff. He went the extra mile to assist teachers as they re-entered the building and made certain Crestview was welcoming and presentable for families at Meet Me on a Monday. He takes great pride in Crestview, and we are grateful. Thank you so much, Mr. Walton, and to his principal, Mrs. Karpa. And next, we'll have the 2025 Susan Jordan Summer Reading Winners presented by Dr. Emily Haas-Brown, Assistant Superintendent of Elementary Education.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. President Norman, Dr. Smith, members of the board, I'm so very pleased tonight to bring to you our district winners of our Summer Susan Jordan Reading Challenge, representing 3 different elementaries. I'll first ask each administrator to come forward, and they'll introduce their student and tell you just how many minutes each student read. And we'll start with our first and second grade winner with the proud principal of Forest Glen Elementary, Mr. Yearwood.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Smith. Forest Glen Elementary is very proud to introduce to you the winner of grades 1 and 2, Susan Jordan Summer Reading Program, Mr. Fox Foley, who read 5,651 minutes.
I'm very proud to introduce to you tonight, representing Mary Castle, Miss Courtney Thomas, the assistant principal, who is going to announce the winner of our 3rd and 4th grade band, who is a 2-time district winner.
All right, good evening, and Mary Castle is proud to present Simon Flannery, who read 11,690 minutes, and his goal is to win every year until 6th grade. Let's make that happen.
And ready to introduce to you our 5th and 6th grade winner, the proud principal of Amy Beverland Elementary, Mr. Jared Pennington.
Thank you and good evening. I am proud to announce Ms. Nora Ebling as the 5th and 6th grade most minutes read with 10,881 minutes.
And next, Mr. Dan Kuznick, Assistant Superintendent, who will be sharing with you some secondary recognitions.
Thank you, Dr. Haas-Brown. Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Smith, members of the board. It is this time each year we bring to you our AP Scholars. We have a total of 140 that are on the list. But as you will unfortunately see, not all are here this evening. Unfortunately, every year, based on when we get the data, this is when we're able to recognize them, and many are off at college already. So unfortunately, they can't be here this evening, or they're involved in something else at the school. At the very least, to be recognized as an AP Scholar, students have to receive a 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. Some students are recognized as an AP Scholar with honor, which is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.25 on all of their exams, and a score of 3 or higher on 4 or more of those exams. AP Scholar with Distinction is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all exams taken, and a 3 or higher on 5 or more exams. Very impressive group, as you can tell. And the last two are AP Seminar and Research Certificate, which is granted to students who earn a score of 3 or higher in AP Seminar and AP Research. And then the AP Capstone Diploma, they also receive a 4 on additional exams. Up first from Lawrence Central, our proud principal, Mr. Franklin Bush.
Good evening. First up, Valerie Murray, AP Scholar. Lauren Cheney, AP Scholar. Evan Connors, AP Scholar. Gabriella Freeman, AP Scholar. Hung Hee Liu, AP Scholar with Distinction. And final here tonight is Gregory Poe, AP Scholar and AP Capstone Diploma. I will now read the rest of our names into the record. Michaela Hargett, AP Scholar. Eliana Luder, AP Scholar. Judith Villegas, AP Scholar. Jonathan Riley, AP Scholar. Kevin Rodriguez, AP Scholar. Daniel Rogers, AP Scholar. Alex Hernandez, AP Scholar. Catherine Baker, AP Scholar. Sage Bowman, AP Scholar. Leanne Bradley, AP Scholar. Caitlin Coleman, AP Scholar. Samuel Cover, AP Scholar. Chelsea Fields, AP Scholar. Jaden Harper, AP Scholar. Victor Jackson, AP Scholar. Jenna Leonard, AP Scholar. William Mills Craig, AP Scholar. Saman McCool, AP Scholar. Jonathan Price, AP Scholar. Habad Rita, AP Scholar. Nadia Reyes, AP Scholar. Elizabeth Robertson, AP Scholar. Ricardo Reyes, AP Scholar with Distinction. Abraham Greenfield, AP Scholar with Distinction. Aiden Oisner, AP Scholar with Distinction. Nathaniel Pickard, AP Scholar with Distinction. Samuel Poffenberger, AP Scholar with Distinction. Bailey Workman, AP Scholar with Distinction. Ileana Hepley, AP Scholar with Honor. Joy Sweeney, AP Scholar with Honor. Leonardo Avicido, AP Scholar with Honor. Chase Hover, AP Scholar with Honor. Allison Burbidge, AP Scholar. Felicity Davis, AP Scholar. Elizabeth Dickman, AP Scholar. Alexandria Dumas, AP Scholar. Jessica Hebner, AP Scholar. Madeline Kovacs, AP Scholar. Jaden Lancaster, AP Scholar. Laura Miner, AP Scholar. Jay Ocha, AP Scholar. Aiden Pierce, AP Scholar. Stephanie Hernandez, AP Scholar. Kenneth Rabb, AP Scholar and AP Capstone Diploma. James Seal, AP Scholar and AP Capstone Diploma. Isabel Simonson, AP Scholar and AP Capstone Diploma. Claire Risby, AP Scholar with Distinction. Fernando Exway, AP Scholar with Distinction. Abigail Tarianen, AP Scholar with Distinction and AP Capstone Diploma. Nicholas Williams, AP Scholar with Distinction and AP Capstone Diploma. Mary Jankowski, AP Scholar with Honor. Lena Macris, AP Scholar with Honor. And Nolan Dixon, AP Scholar with Honor and Capstone Diploma. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Well done, Bears. Thank you for bearing with us as we read those names into the record, because you know there's some parents listening at home that want to hear their baby's names called, so we appreciate that. Up next from Lawrence North, Principal Jason Floyd.
Good evening. It's my honor to read Lawrence North's students this evening. First up, we have Micaiah Gates, AP Scholar. Gabrielle Gomez Gonzalez, AP Scholar. Devin Kelly, AP Scholar. Mackenzie Langham, AP Scholar. Logan McCoskey, AP Scholar. Maria Osuna Castellanos, AP Scholar. Paige Payne, AP Scholar. Lydia Quinn, AP Scholar. Kai Washington, AP Scholar. Miles Watson, AP Scholar. Evan Creason, AP Scholar with Distinction. Wesley Drake, AP Scholar with Distinction. Ewan Herbert, AP Scholar with Distinction. Christopher Moore, AP Scholar with Distinction. Benjamin Vinoy, AP Scholar with Honor. Clive Guidry, AP Scholar with Honor. Tegan Hatley, AP Scholar with Honor. Sebastian Hoven, AP Scholar with Honor. Amoria Onfrey, AP Scholar with Honor. Richard Ostendorf, AP Scholar with Honor. Naya Poe, AP Scholar with Honor. And Liliana Samira, AP Scholar with Honor. Unable to tonight, we have Cheryl Chin, AP Scholar. Bryce Armstrong, AP Scholar. Lucy Boyden, AP Scholar. Lucille Brown, AP Scholar. Anais Clancy, AP Scholar. France Kenny Dorsaline, AP Scholar. Gabriel Inchill, AP Scholar. William Fossbender, AP Scholar. Caden Hurt, AP Scholar. Wyatt Kuhn, AP Scholar. Isabella Kulji, AP Scholar. Catherine Mulkey, AP Scholar. MD Rashid, AP Scholar. Emmanuel Rivera Lopez, AP Scholar. Maxwell Slater, AP Scholar. Wyatt Snow, AP Scholar. Leah Toll, AP Scholar. Nathaniel Turner, AP Scholar. Julia Thoreau, AP Scholar. Jada Vanosky, AP Scholar. Colton Vaughn, AP Scholar. Haley Wolf, AP Scholar. Kira Wright, AP Scholar. Simon Wynn, AP Scholar. Maya Denunzio, AP Scholar with Distinction. Matilda Dean, AP Scholar with Honor. Adam Olshoi, AP Scholar with Honor. Alexander Lopez, AP Scholar with Honor. Emily Sentinel, AP Scholar. Regan Wutrick, AP Scholar. Gia Barlow, AP Scholar. Jaleesa Boone, AP Scholar. Jasmine De La Rosa, AP Scholar. Lizzie Fuentes Samrento, AP Scholar. Nyla Heater, AP Scholar. Tyus Hinson, AP Scholar. Jack Gent, AP Scholar. Victor Marquez, AP Scholar. Ruby Corino, AP Scholar. Kate Rosenbrock, AP Scholar. Nathan Trinkle, AP Scholar. Braden Williams, AP Scholar. Afa Zahan, AP Scholar. Meredith Bruce, AP Scholar and AP Seminar Research Certificate. Jean Harshberger, AP Scholar, AP Seminar and Research Certificate. Griffin Slocum, AP Scholar and AP Seminar Research Certificate. Tri Chin, AP Scholar Seminar Research Certificate. Luke Jackson, AP Scholar with Distinction. Rena Solly, AP Scholar with Distinction. Kai Wen Minchin, AP Scholar with Honor. Rosa Mendoza Barone, AP Scholar Honor with AP Capstone Diploma. Sydney Moss, AP Scholar Honor and Capstone Diploma. Amaya Pittman, AP Scholar Honor and Capstone Diploma. Jared Azamong, AP Seminar and Research Certificate. Bianca Candelero Rico, AP Scholar and Research Certificate. And Victor Geis, AP Seminar and Research Certificate.
That's the sound we want to hear. Congratulations, Wildcats. Well done.
Congratulations, students, and thank you, parents. This was our first meeting doing student recognition, so this was exciting to use our new space, recognize our students. We'll give just a few seconds as we transition. This is also our first meeting. Ms. Dunn will be calling in remotely. Per our board policy, we can have at least 50% of our members here present to conduct our meeting. So she is online right now. Just wanted to make that clarification. All right. Okay. At this time, we are ready for our information items. 3.1, Blue Ribbon Updates with Dr. Nesbitt.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Smith. Doesn't do much for the ego when everyone gets up and walks out right before you speak, but we'll hop right in there. I guess I'm just come first. Look at the overview of Blue Ribbon Phase 2. We've talked about this a little bit before. Fall Creek and Belzer, we're going to cut the ribbon on those the first Sunday in November. So we're just wrapping a few things up there. Craig Academy, you're going to see some pictures of here soon. It's looking different. Classroom additions continuing at 3 of our elementaries. And then, of course, LECC, we're wrapping up. So let's take a look. Oh, yeah, and our guaranteed energy savings, still 3 active roofing projects going on. We're looking to have those wrapped up fall break, definitely before snow starts flying in December. So let's look at Craig County. That there left is Dr. Smith's old office, and then on the right is just outside Dr. Smith's office in that main hallway there. So you can see we're digging in and getting into some plumbing work and installing new plumbing in different areas where we'll now have sinks and bathrooms and things like that. LECC, that picture's from middle of last week when we just had half the wallpaper up there in your board conference room, and the canopy was just starting to get worked on. If you walked in, you noticed today it's on both sides now. That blue canopy's up, and work continues there. Brook Park Elementary roofing project is ongoing there, and before we did that, we wanted to get in and get these downspouts that for years have just emptied out there right next to the building, which is starting to cause some issues with humidity in the building, so we're piping those out to the storm drain. Crestview Elementary, on your left there is the foundation corner, and on the right is what we call a rain garden now. Used to be dry retention, but that'll be wildflowers and whatnot there. That'll be where rainwater will go to hold water as we had to accommodate for where we're building new building. We need to have that rain run off somewhere, so that's where we're doing that, and that's right there along 71st Street. And the next one is Mary Castle, Forest Glen. Exterior walls up. The foundation for the exterior walls are there, and you can see that it's getting flat in there, so we should look to pour that foundation soon. And then Mary Castle, they're winning the 3-team race there. They have walls up, and rest assured, I make sure I tell the other contractors, hey, Mary Castle's winning right now. Try to have a little friendly battle with them, but you can see all 4 classrooms taking shape there. Indian Creek, roofing work continues there. Lawrence North, same there. We're just waiting on that sheet metal still, and then that project will be wrapped. And that takes us through Blue Ribbon Phase 2. I'd be happy to field any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Nesbitt. There's always a lot going on in Lawrence.
There
All
is.
good. Board, any questions about the Blue Ribbon updates? Ms. Dunn, do you have any? Okay. Well, if we don't have any questions or comments, we will move on to our financial reports with Mr. Matt Miles.
Thank you, Madam President. Dr. Smith, members of the board, tonight I bring to you the August 2025 monthly financial report. And the first one you have in front of you is the Transportation Fund report. Happy to present the Transportation Fund ending balance as of August 31st is ahead of projected. See the balance there at the end, $903,285. Our state support slightly ahead of projection, as well as expenses under projection, so good place there. Similarly, in the general fund, we see the ending balance at the bottom of the report, $12,681,792, with state support trending ahead of projection and expenditures under projection as well.
Thank you, Mr. Miles. Board, are there any questions or comments about the financial updates? I know we'll have the budget adoption later.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miles. All right, this will move on now to 3.3, our board committee chair reports. First, we will mix it up and start with policy. Ms. Puckett.
Good evening to everyone. The committee is excited to bring forward Neola Special Update 2025 for the first reading. This policy package is in response to recent legislative changes and new laws impacting K-12 education. Neola has deemed its policies in this package to be the most critical for adoption as we start the new school year. We have another packet coming, October? Did I read that? October? Yep, October. That's it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Puckett. Lawrence Parks and Recreation, Ms. Dunn. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Ms. Dunn. Yeah, we can hear you. You are our guinea pig on this. All right. Now we'll move on to the foundation with Dr. Mulholland.
Good evening, everyone. So for the Lawrence Township School Foundation, they will have a week called LT Do Good Week, Lawrence Township Do Good Week. That will be October 6th through the 10th. And it says, get ready for a week full of giving, gratitude, and impact. So just stay tuned for different announcements and activities that will be happening then, and ways to celebrate impactful teaching, creative grants, and other ways to support the community through things that you can do through that week.
Thank you, Dr. Mulholland. And I know it's not the busy time, but did you have any input on the legislative updates, Ms. Lawrence?
No, I do not. Thank you. But I would say to Dr. Mulholland, I really hope that we do not get stuck clearing brush, because one year myself and several of my colleagues all got poison ivy from clearing the brush. But no, it wasn't. In all fairness, it was actually at the parks, but it was the adjoining between Lawrence Township and the parks.
Well, luckily, there's a lot of things, a lot of ways to get involved.
No, that's great news. Thank you, board, for the updates. I will say legislatively, I'm sure, Dr. Smith, we already kind of have to start thinking future forward for the 2026 session. Yes. Oh, yes. All right, we will move on to our action items. At this time, we will be conducting the votes by a roll call because we do have a member logging in remotely. The one item that will not be able to be voted on remotely by Ms. Dunn will be the approval of the budget, and that is just per our board policy 0165 and state statute. So at this time, we will go to 4.1, approval of the budget. I will have Mr. Miles present that.
Thank you, Madam President. This is a follow-up to our public hearing, which was held on September 15th, 2025, where we presented the budget originally and public comment was heard at that time. So following state statute tonight, just as a reminder, our budget has been shared as required by statute, including the bus replacement plan and the capital projects plan. both on our website and at the DLGF website as well. Do have one follow-up to our prior meeting, just as a point of clarification. As we look at the budget summary, there's two pieces. The way they split out the budget summary is for the second 6 months of the current year. So that's what you have at the top section is the last 6 months of 2025, followed by the full 12 months of 26, again, per statute and how we submit the budget appropriately there. I have no additional information to share. Everything was shared at the original hearing, once again on the 15th. And just present the budget, again, including the bus replacement plan and the capital improvement plan to the board for approval.
Thank you, Mr. Miles. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2026 budget.
So moved.
Seconded?
Properly moved Ms. Puckett and seconded Dr. Mulholland. Before we move to a vote, are there any final questions or comments, board?
I just wanted to say, Mr. Miles, thank you for your point of clarification. I know in our last meeting, I was really confused and had some questions that pertain to kind of the discrepancy between last year's approved budget and this year's approved budget, and could not figure out for the life of me the reconciliation of those two things. So thank you for that point of clarification. We're just counting more money than what we did previously, and so that accounts for the discrepancy. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. Any other comments or questions? Okay, at this time, we will move to a roll call for the vote. I will call out each board member by name. Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
Yay for myself.
Yay.
Ms. Puckett. Dr. Mulholland.
Yay.
Okay, 4 yays. All right, the budget for 2026 is approved. Now we'll move on to action item 4.2, approval of request for resolution, authorization naming of Craig Academy Professional Development Room. Mr. Dan Kuznick.
Good evening again, Madam President, Dr. Smith, members of the board. At the September 15th work session, I presented a request for a board resolution. And at this time, I recommend the board approve the resolution authorizing the name of the Craig Academy Professional Development Room in honor of Mr. Troy Noterer.
All right. Yes, that's okay. Properly moved, Ms. Puckett. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded, Ms. Lawrence. All right. Any comments or questions before we vote?
Mr. Noterer, I am so sorry I missed the retirement celebration on your behalf. Work obligations kept me away, but that does not mean that you are not in my heart. Congratulations on a wonderful and very impactful career in this school district.
Yes, thank you. Well done, sir. At this time, I will move to the roll call for the vote. Ms. Dunn. Aye. Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
Yay for me. Ms. Puckett.
Yay.
And Dr. Mulholland.
Yay.
All right, 5 yays. All right, congratulations, Mr. Noterer. Mr. Noter always presented information about the plan to move student achievement forward, and one of them was the retired teacher cadre. So I'm surprised Ms. Carla Johnson's not chomping at the bit to sign him up.
He has other things to do.
That's true. Yeah.
He signed up for all.
Yeah, that's the other part. Okay. Congratulations. And we know you won't be a stranger. All right, 4.3, approval of the 25-26 and 26-27 early enrollment window update. Dr. Haas-Brown and Mr. Kuznick.
President Norman, Dr. Smith, members of the board, as you may recall, at the September 15th work session, Mr. Kuznick and I also brought to you information regarding our recommendation for the application enrollment windows for the 25-26, 26-27 school year, and we do recommend that those be approved as submitted.
I'll entertain a motion for the approval.
So moved.
Seconded?
Properly approved, Ms. Lawrence, and seconded, Dr. Mulholland. Any questions or final comments before we vote? All right, I will move to the roll call. Ms. Dunn. Aye. Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
Yay for myself. Ms. Puckett.
Yay.
And Dr. Mulholland. All right, the yays have it. Thank you, board. Okay. And now we will move on to 4.4, approval of the board minutes. Dr. Mulholland.
I present today for approval the minutes from August 18th and September 15th, 2025.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the board minutes from August and September.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved, Ms. Puckett, and seconded, Ms. Lawrence. Any questions or comments? If not, we will move to the roll call vote. Ms. Dunn. Yay. Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
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 And Dr. Mulholland.
Yay.
All right, the board minutes have been approved.
All right.
Thank you, board.
Yes, Madam President, I move that we treat action items 4.5 through 4.11 as consent agenda.
All right, thank you, Ms. Puckett. Do we have a?
Second.
Second, all right. All right, properly moved and seconded, Ms. Puckett, seconded Ms. Lawrence for the consent agenda, 4.5 through 4.11. All in favor, we will do the roll call again. I'll start at the other end. Dr. Mulholland.
Yay.
Ms. Puckett.
Yay.
Yay for myself. Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
Ms. Dunn. Yay. Okay.
I move the approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
All right. Properly moved, Ms. Puckett, and seconded Dr. Mulholland for approval of the consent agenda. We'll go to the roll call. Dr. Mulholland.
Yay.
Ms. Puckett.
Yay.
Yay. And Ms. Lawrence.
Yay.
Ms. Dunn. Yay. Okay. The yays have it for the approval of the consent agenda. Thank you for this, board. I know this was actually a very short and effective meeting. We've done a lot of our digging and questions and work behind the scenes the last 3 weeks. So thank you, and thank you to the team for all of your work during this time. I'm going to move on now to our administrator and board comments. Would anyone like to go first?
I don't have anything to say other than thank you, Dr. Smith, for being available for the last-minute questions, and yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate
Very
all
good.
of you. So thank you for giving us what we need to be effective and efficient. So thanks to you all.
Very good. Ms. Lawrence?
I would second what
Yep.
Ms. Puckett said, and then would also say, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Dunn?
I don't have any at this time, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Mulholland?
I have a brief comment. Just wanted to thank the teachers for their time on Thursday at the parent-teacher conferences. Really appreciate the conversation, and for both, I have 2 kids that we had conferences for, so thank you to all the teachers.
Yes, I second all of that. Yes, thank you. it's really fun to be able to get back, or to get into the classroom and see the work they're doing and see the different types of learning that they're engaging with our students. I'm actually wearing earrings that were 3D printed in my daughter's class, another way of like teaching math. So it's just really encouraging to see the way that teachers are meeting kids where they need to be met and how they learn. So thank you for that, and thank you, board. I will turn this to Dr. Smith for any other comments.
Madam President, I don't have anything. Do you want to remind him of our next meeting date, which is a national holiday, because it's the superintendent's birthday?
Oh, you probably don't want to say the number. Yes. Yep, so yes, our next meeting time will be here, October 13th at 5:30. And at this point, if there are no other, I did want to welcome Dr. Thorpe. We have a new person at the dais, so welcome. And then at this time then, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Properly moved, Ms. Puckett, and seconded Dr. Mahalad. Thank you, everyone.